Although the ANC has apologized for using an SANDF jet to Zimbabwe, Outa wants to know why the Defence Minister Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula flouted regulations by allowing the delegation on board the plane. It has also requested that President Cyril Ramaphosa take stringent disciplinary action against the minister. Outa CEO Wayne Duvenage joins me to talk about this. Wayne, a pleasure to have you on the program.
Nice to be with you this evening.
Well, we heard from the ANC a short while ago saying they will reimburse the government for the travel costs. But are you convinced that the party is remorseful over this apparent abuse of state resources?
No, not necessarily. It's too easy to come after the fact and claim that now you will pay. I mean, the question is asked is, what if society hadn't raised this matter? Would they have come forward then? The next question is, what are the costs? Are they going to reimburse the state? I mean, if you chartered a plane from here to Harare and back, there's a big difference between that and just trying to pick up the fuel costs. There's a lot of wear and tear on this plane as well. But I think the real issue is, what is the accountability in the state? Not so much in the ANC. They took advantage of a situation which they knew was wrong. That needs to be dealt with within the party. But what is going to happen with the minister? You know, she's been found wanting in this regard in 2006 when it was exposed, bringing somebody into the country from Kinshasa, which was illegal.
Now, you've said that this particular trip blurs the lines between the state and the party. What kind of precedent does this kind of abuse of state resources cause?
Well, exactly. It is one where you start to wonder how often does this happen where state resources are used by the party, and that line is very blurred now as a result of this conduct, which didn't seem to be an issue at the time. It has become one now, and the remorse is trying to be covered up by the fact that they'll pay for these costs. But I think what it really means is who else is allowed to hitch a ride on state assets when they're being used? You know, can the EFF hitch a ride to the DRC or the DA to Ethiopia next time the military flies around? No, they can't. That would never be allowed. But somehow it's allowed with the ruling party. That is a bad precedent to set, and I think there needs to be a lot more clarity around this going forward.
Now, Wayne, your group is also calling for action to be taken. What can government do to correct this and hold people accountable?
Well, we think that the president now, it's not the first time that the minister has acted out of line in this regard. Very similar matter, as I mentioned earlier. Maybe it's time for a cabinet reshuffle. Maybe the minister needs to move on now and make way for people. If the government is going to seriously display that it needs to gain the trust of the citizens, it needs to take action and set high standards and come down on ministers who act errantly in this manner. So we would like to see the minister removed from her position.
Now, the questions that are on most people's lips are, who determines the amount and how is the amount calculated? How do you propose is a reasonable amount to reimburse the state?
I think get a quote for what it would cost to charter a jet of that size to Harare and back, and that's the fee, nothing less.
Outa's Wayne Duvenage there giving reaction.